Hello, everybody. Hello. How is your summer? It's been half of the summer vacation holiday, right? So how are you? What are you doing during your summer vacation? And do you have any plans for this weekend? Do you have any plans for this weekend? Right. Going to open it. Can you please share in the chat box? Oh, this one. Right. Hello. Andrei, hello. Katya, Nikita, Veronica. To be honest, nothing special, right? This weekend, I also planned, maybe today, I plan to go to my hometown and to spend Sunday outdoors with my family, with my friends, just chilling. I don't know, swimming. I'm not very sure about swimming, but still. So hello, everybody. Okay, fine, Katya writes. It's great. How is your summer? It's just 1 month and a half for your studying to start. How do you feel about that? Do you have any plan to calm yourself down about this? Right. I'm ready. So today I would like to focus a little bit on a very new novel and very recent study and topic about growth mindset and two different types of mindsets that people could have in our life. So let's pencil in the agenda. We're going to have a little bit of the discussion. It won't be small, but it will help us to understand the topic of today's webinar. After that, we are going to look at these two types of mindsets. One is fixed and one is growth mindset. After that, we are going to look at the founder of this research on growth mindset, Carol Dweck, and she will unveil the depths of her research on this topic. After that, we are going to have a little bit of strategies, which will help you to switch to the to the growth mindset. And after that, we are going to have a self insight, analyzing your mindset and promoting some strategies to help you to develop your to develop you as a growth-minded person. Before we start, have you heard about this theory of two different types of mindsets? Have you heard about these two theories? Right. So let's start. And my first question to you is the following. What is your biggest talent? What do you consider to be your greatest talent? Can you type in the chat box your answers just a little bit? I will set the right, because here it's very difficult to organize the space. I guess Katya, right, I guess I have some image about about this growth mindset. So what is your biggest talent? Speaking about me, it's kind of very tricky question, but I think that my biggest talent is being organized, being punctual, and for example, if I have some appointment or if I have some event, I will always I will always I will never be late or to this event, regardless of any of my plans or regardless of any circumstances. I will do my best to be on time, to be there all the time. So it seems to me that it's like I prioritize some external issues, not to be external issues, some of the plans and appointments, regardless of my own business. And I think it's a very big talent, because sometimes you can't prioritize, and no matter what, I will be at the university, for example, no matter what party I'm having, I will be there, or I will be on time. So no matter what happens, so I feel really organized about that. Not organized, and I feel a bit reliable because of that. And I think it's a very good talent to have. Or Katya writes, Veronica, okay, Margarita writes, I'm good at playing tennis, right? Maybe my biggest talent is drawing. Good. Katya, I'm great at staying motivated, positive. Wow, cool. It's a very good talent, I should say. It's good. About Margarita, is playing tennis something that you were born with, or is it something that you practiced a lot? And so my question will be the following: is it if it's something that you practiced a lot, is it a talent? So this is the question, the direct question, the follow-on question, I should say, about this. So my point is that talent is something that you were born with. Positive thinking, right? Somebody wrote. After that, drawing. I think that drawing is also something that people are born with. Of course, they can practice, they can improve it, enhance their ability, but still it's something that you are born with, or anything. So about playing tennis, is it something that you are born with or that you practice? I practice a lot, yeah. So you are not born with it. So it seems to me that it's a good skill, yeah. But with about the talent, I don't know about talent. Right. Okay, good. Thank you, ladies, for participating. Another question. What are some spheres, things, or activities you are good at? So we had talent, something that you were born with. And after that, can you please write spheres, things, or activities that you are good at? So it seems to me that I'm good at learning languages. I'm good at communicating with people. I maintain the conversation positive all the time, no matter what. And I want to keep this conversation going in a positive, on a positive tune. So I think it's a good quality that I'm really good at. What about you? It gives me pleasure. Of course, it's that's good. That's great. Right. Is there any? I'm good at the creative field. Right. So creativity. I'm good at being creative. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm also very good at brainstorming some ideas, some interesting ideas for the language teaching, language learning, also about some programs or projects, how to make it better, how to make the process more interactive and engaging. So I'm also good at this kind of creative sphere, but I couldn't say that I'm really creative. I'm good at communicating with people. Right. Very good. Yeah, to get on well with people. Yeah. I'm good at getting on well with people. I'm good at finding any ways to solve out problems, to solve the problems out. Good. It's a very good ability to solve any problem that you face. A good one. Okay, thanks a lot. Let's go to another one. Is there anything you will never be good at? Why do you think so? Anything you will never be good at. So under no circumstances you will be good at these. Will you be good at these sphere? For example, I will never be good at music, and I will never be good at spending my money wisely. It's just impossible. Um I feel like whenever I have money, I have to spend them, and when I spend them, most of my purchases I don't use, or I use for some period of time, and after that I don't need them anymore. And I will never be good at this thing. So whenever I have money, I have to spend them. I have to spend it. So it's kind of very big problem for me. What about you? What else? Music. Yeah, music. I won't be good at music because first of all, it's not interesting for me to play some musical instrument or to sing. um, I don't have the music hearing, so I don't think that I will be good at this stuff. Honestly, I'm trying to believe that I can do everything what I want to. I won't be good at lying, I think. Okay. Good. Okay, cool. Okay, good. And is there any skill or activity you would really love to learn, but you think you will never be able to? Why do you think it's impossible for you? So you would like to learn, but you think you will never be able to do this. I never be good at singing a song. Okay, yeah, it's singing. For I would really love um to sing well, but I won't. I believe that I won't be good at this stuff, and I would really love. I would really love to um, learn how to spend my money wisely. But I think this is something that I'm born with. Spending money for unnecessary things. It's my it's my biggest talent. What about you? Singing a song, lessons with connected. Masha writes, I will never be good at lessons with the about lessons on science, right? Chemistry, biology, right? Good. Nice one. I have no idea. Everybody can do if they do something to realize. Right. It's a very good mindset and it's a very good attitude towards different things that if you want to do that, you will do that. Good, Katya. I like your idea. I like your attitude towards the things that you can't do. So everything is possible whenever you have the desire to do that, right? Good. I like it. That's a very positive way, and it's like um, overtaking way. So you can take over the world with your mindset, right? I would like to write a book, but I just can't figure out where to start, when to start, when to start. It's when to start. I won't be good at lying. Just a second. Lying. It's like what? Lying on the beach or lying saying not truth? Can you, Margarita, can you, because lying saying not truth, we write in this word, in this way. Just a second. Okay. Lying to say not truth or lying on the sofa? That's a good one. The first and the second version is good. Okay. To tell lies. Okay. Right. I understood. I thought lying on the sofa. Still. Okay, good. Thanks a lot, everybody. If you want to start doing something and you want to learn how to do things, sometimes we face failures and sometimes we fail to do something. So speaking about you, how do you approach failures? Can you type in the chat box, how do you approach failures? Do you get upset? Do you get depressed, demotivated, or vice versa? You feel motivated, you feel that you are learning, you feel a boost for your progress. So how do you approach failures? Can you type in the chat box? Sometimes, speaking about me, I first of all, I feel a little bit, not a little bit, but I feel upset. But after that, I realize that it's just the part of the process. Everybody fails, and without fails, there won't be some progress. There won't be. You can't do everything perfectly from the first time, but you can progress with the help of your failures. So what about you? Can you type in the chat box, how do you approach failures? Oh, okay. So failures can be painful, of course. Okay, we have answers. I get them as great experience. Very good, Masha. I I consider them, yeah, to be great experiences in your life, right? I deal with fairly things that happened, but before I would talk to my close people, it helps a lot um, to let my anxiety go. Let my anxiety go. Let something go. Okay. Okay. I feel really awful during it. Great. Okay. Good. Yes, failures can be really painful, but does it define you and prevent you from learning from your mistakes? Or does it serve as a powerful mechanism to embrace new challenges? Our mind plays a very powerful role in what we believe and how we think. What we think about ourselves and our abilities decides how we act and lead our life. When you look at successful people or those who have achieved mastery in their life, what do you tell yourself? They are more gifted than others. They got a really great stroke of luck, or they have talent, or their innate abilities made them successful. Or do you believe success comes from hard work, developing new strategies, drawing inspiration from others, getting good mentoring and guidance, investing in learning and through constant improvement? Which person are you, the first or the second? So all this stuff defines you. What you believe is what you achieve. Conscious or unconscious, how you choose to interpret your experiences can set the boundaries on what you can accomplish. There is power in believing that you can improve and accomplish what you set out to achieve by looking failures and setbacks as a medium for growth. It's being resilient in the face of challenging circumstances with unintended consequences. So how do we shift ourselves from being limited by our own abilities and intelligence to find freedom in building them? How do we commit to a path of learning and growth? Before we can look at this theory, how to shift our limited mind to a growth one, we're going to have a look at two different types of mindsets that people can have. It's a fixed one and a growth one. This theory was developed and the thorough research was conducted by a Stanford University professor, Carol Dweck, who is a master of this theory because she drew such amazing results and such amazing proofs to show us and to present us how our mind influences our success. They develop their talent. I'm hard work. I will do everything to reach my goal. Once my teacher gave me advice, work smarter, not harder. Reckon he's got a point. Yeah, Katya, it's this quote was said by Steve Jobs. The quote of Steve Jobs is like work harder, not smarter. Right, good. So let's have a look together at these two different mindsets. A person with a fixed mindset is constrained by their beliefs and thoughts. They believe people are born with special talents and every person has different abilities, intelligent abilities, and they cannot get better with time, persistence, and effort. It's believing in nature, but not nurture. It's believing that your genes are your destiny, is your destiny. It's believing that nothing can be changed and you are born with all this stuff and your life is predispositioned, your behavior, life, your character, your health is predispositioned by your genes, by your nature. But that's not really true. They think failures as a validation of their lack of intelligence and their limited abilities that prevents them from achieving their goals. They give up easily with the fear of failure and the belief that they cannot improve. A growth mindset, people with a growth mindset find freedom in their thoughts and beliefs. They understand that certain people have special talents and their intelligence varies. Their intelligence varies from person to person. But it's also something that can be developed and increased with effort and work. They take joy in the learning process that comes from seeking new information, forming new strategies, and taking inspiration from others. They embrace difficulties and challenges as a means to develop new skills and grow. So they are very open-minded towards different stuff that can bring them benefits and help to enhance their knowledge and pick up new skills. So let's have a look at the difference at the most obvious peculiarities and differences between growth and fixed mindsets. So fixed mindset is limiting. Talents, abilities, intelligence are fixed. It's who you are. Running from errors, not engaging with the desire to look smart, avoiding challenges, giving up easily, feel threatened by success of others, ignoring negative feedback even though it may be highly relevant and useful, avoiding new experiences with fear of failure, looking for people who can reinforce your self-esteem, focusing on the outcome since considering results as their identity. And all this stuff, of course, will lead to cheating and deception. Growth mindset. Growth mindset is freedom. Talents, abilities, intelligence can be developed through effort and practice. Engaging deeply and processing the error with the desire to correct the error. Embracing challenges. Persevere in the face of failures and setbacks. Finding inspiration in others' success. Accepting criticism as the way to learn. Accepting constructive criticism and negative criticism as the mechanism and boost for your development. Embracing novelty with the desire to master new skills, so being open-minded to soak up new knowledge. Looking for people who challenge them to grow, not just to people who form your self-esteem and who are the same level as you, but looking for people who can challenge you. Focusing on the process and learning without worrying about the outcome, about the result, but focusing more on the process, which will lead to this result. And focusing on the collaboration and innovation. So all this stuff was thoroughly researched by a Stanford professor, Carol Dweck, and just she sums up everything. Oh, I'm sorry. And she sums up everything beautifully. So here is the quote from her book. I don't remember the book, sorry. I don't remember her book, but you can growth mindset or something like 30-day to growth mindset. Right. So here she explains and sums up two different kinds of mindsets. When you enter a mindset, you enter a new world. In one world, the world of fixed rates, success is about proving you are smart or talented, validating yourself. In the other, the world of changing qualities, it's about stretching yourself to learn something new, developing yourself. In one world, failure is about having a setback, getting rejected, getting a bad grade, losing a tournament, getting fired. It means you are not smart or talented. In the other world, failure is about not growing, not reaching for the things you value. It means you are not fulfilling your potential. In one world, effort is a bad thing. It like failure means you are not smart or talented. If you were, you wouldn't need effort. In the other world, effort is what makes you smart or talented. You have a choice. Mindsets are just beliefs. They're powerful beliefs, but they're just something in your mind, and you can change your mind. Right. Okay, right. So I would like you now to watch Carol Dweck on her TED Talks, where she presents the results and proofs of her study, and to find out about the peculiarities of this wonderful research.
The power of yet. I heard about a high school in Chicago where students had to pass a certain number of courses to graduate. And if they didn't pass a course, they got the grade not yet. And I thought that was fantastic because if you get a failing grade, you think, I'm nothing, I'm nowhere. But if you get the grade not yet, you understand that you're on a learning curve. It gives you a path into the future. I wanted to see how children coped with challenge and difficulty. So I gave 10-year-olds problems that were slightly too hard for them. Some of them reacted in a shockingly positive way. They said things like, I love a challenge, or, I was hoping this would be informative. They understood that their abilities could be developed. They had what I call a growth mindset. But other students felt it was tragic, catastrophic. From their more fixed mindset perspective, their intelligence had been up for judgment and they failed. In one study, they told us they would probably cheat the next time instead of studying more if they failed a test. In another study, after a failure, they looked for someone who did worse than they did so they could feel really good about themselves. And in study after study, they have run from difficulty. Scientists measured the electrical activity from the brain as students confronted an error. On the left, you see the fixed mindset students. There's hardly any activity. They run from the error. They don't engage with it. But on the right, you have the students with the growth mindset, the idea that abilities can be developed. They engage deeply. Their brain is on fire with yet. They process the error. They learn from it and they correct it. We recently teamed up with game scientists from the University of Washington to create a new online math game that rewarded yet. In this game, students were rewarded for effort, strategy, and progress. The usual math game rewards you for getting answers right now, but this game rewarded process. And we got more effort, more strategies, more engagement over longer periods of time, and more perseverance when they hit really, really hard problems. Just the words yet or not yet, we're finding, give kids greater confidence, give them a path into the future that creates greater persistence. And we can actually change students' mindsets. In one study, we taught them that every time they push out of their comfort zone to learn something new and difficult, the neurons in their brain can form new, stronger connections. And over time, they can get smarter. We have shown this now, this kind of improvement with thousands and thousands of kids, especially struggling students. Here are just a few examples. In 1 year, a kindergarten class in Harlem, New York, scored in the 95th percentile on the National Achievement Test. Many of those kids could not hold a pencil when they arrived at school. In 1 year, fourth grade students in the South Bronx, way behind, became the #1 fourth grade class in the state of New York on the state math test. This happened because the meaning of effort and difficulty were transformed. Before, effort and difficulty made them feel dumb, made them feel like giving up. But now, effort and difficulty, that's when their neurons are making new connections, stronger connections. That's when they're getting smarter.
Okay. Thanks, Carol Dweck. She was amazing with her study, with her performance. Right. Let's go to another one. So to understand why growth mindset is really important, let's have a look at the disadvantages of a fixed mindset. So usually, as being a kid, we usually show the signs of either a fixed mindset or a growth mindset. That's why we can easily identify and mold the child's mindset. Do they worry about getting the best scores? Look for constant validation of their ideas. Refuse to put in more effort or are scared to try hard problems with the fear of failing. That's a fixed mindset. So this mindset refrains them from developing new skills, exploring new solutions, developing new strategies, and most important, dreaming bigger. They will be quick to label their struggle with a particular subject like, I'm simply not good at it. I can't get better if I try. Instead of putting more effort, their best effort to cope up with the challenge and difficulty, they will simply give up or they will be given to self-doubt. Right. So what I would like to do us now is to look at the strategies and steps to shift from fixed mindset to a growth mindset. She is perfect at inspiring, never giving up, right? She's perfect, right? She's also inspiring, and she's also very she gives us to understand how we should raise children, or how we should treat children to somehow shift their mindset, right? A common misconception about growth mindset is that being open-minded and flexible, having these qualities, open-mindedness and flexibility, will automatically means that you are a growth-minded person. That's not true. These are important qualities to have, but they themselves don't make someone growth-minded. It's also not possible to apply a growth mindset all the time. During challenging circumstances or when dealing with a feeling of insecurity, we may get defensive and adopt a fixed mindset to deal with the conflict. So it's natural to have a fixed mindset in some of the during some of the occasions. And you don't have to run from it, because it's our nature, it's your nature. We all have different triggers that can activate a fixed mindset. The critical thing is to recognize important situations which can set off a fixed mindset and learn to switch to a growth one. To switch it off appropriately and at the right time. Shifting from self-doubt to potential for growth, from worrying about the outcomes to taking interest in the process, acting as a victim in the drama triangle, to adopting a role of a creator by taking a responsibility, and from fear of failures to learning through them. So here on, I will present you 5 strategies which will help you or which will help you to understand how you should act. So the first one, choosing to tell yourself the different story. Every person, each of us has its personal story. And the case is that we have to understand our story and shift it a little bit, change it a little bit. There is a lot of power in the story we tell ourselves. What do you tell yourself? Do you have a choice? Are you smart enough to learn new things? Do you feel challenges lift you up or bring you down? When we come across hard problems or difficult situations, how we interpret and react to them is based on our own story. Our actions are nothing but a manifestation of our beliefs. So the first step to enable a growth mindset is to learn to catch yourself in the moment. Make a choice and shift the language you use. Shift the story you tell yourself. So instead of telling yourself, I'm not good enough, I'm not good at it, I can't do it, or I am who I am, I give up because it's beyond me, it's better to stick to what I know, or I don't have the ability to learn, this is hard. Just choose to say, I can do better, I can do it, I want to try and not give up. I just don't know yet. Yet is very important. Just, I don't know yet, but I will try. It's possible only if I try. It's okay to fail. Or I want to explore new ideas. Right. So choose the language, the proper language to motivate you, and choose the proper language to feel this growth mindset. Set learning goals as opposed to performance goals. Commit to learning every day as opposed to seeking goals that prove your worth. For example, instead of setting a goal to lose 30 kilograms, set a goal of exercising every day. Instead of trying to score A on your test, commit to practicing the subject every day. Instead of the goal of being a professional athlete, commit to practicing or to exercising or to running, whatever, or doing sports every day. Focusing on the process as opposed to the outcome helps us to look for small continuous improvements that add up over a period of time. By shifting to learning, we can consciously choose a path in which hard work, effort, failure, deliberate practice, and persistence will be the key to success. Success doesn't come in a day, of course, and it's a result of years and years of hard work in which learning never ends. Capitalize on your failures. Failures teach us what success can't. Instead of running away from failures and giving up when faced with a setback, you can take advantage of your failures by reviewing them, identifying what didn't work, then devising a plan to correct your mistakes. So apply multiple mental models like inversion principle and second order thinking to develop new strategies. So in the chat, I will write you these 2 principles, and you can use your message on the platform, message box on the platform, and write me what they mean and present some examples. So inversion principle, it will be interesting for me how you understood it. And second order thinking. second order thinking, right? And write in my message box to me, directly to me, DM to me, or PM to me, about these principles and some examples of these principles, right? To develop new strategies, seeking help from others to review your decisions and commit for getting better with every defeat. Once you set your mind to look at failures as a means to learn and grow instead of considering them as the limitation of your abilities, you will be able to capitalize on them. Another one, choose Goldilocks tasks for continuous improvements. There is a difference between seeking challenges and setting out to do what's impractical and impossible. For example, if you try to climb the mountain without having proper physical strength, or solving trigonometry without knowing algebra or geometry, or there is just no way to succeed. It's too difficult plan to do. It's too difficult task to complete. That's why it's impractical. Goldilocks tasks are activities that are neither too easy nor too difficult. So what Carol Dweck was saying, yeah, when you have a little bit of a challenge, just a little over your current abilities, they provide a perfect opportunity to step outside your comfort zone without leading to anxiety. By investing in Goldilocks tasks, you can set up a path for continuous improvement by slowly building upon your current abilities. Goldilocks strategy is used in probably every learning process, especially in language learning process. All the time, every lesson, you have to have a little bit of a challenge to yourself. If everything is too easy, there is no need to study, to continue studying. That's why you are sent to a more difficult level or upper level. Right. And the last one, be consistent and flexible. You can achieve from fixed mindset to a growth mindset in a day. Much like other things, it requires practice. Be consistent in reflecting on your past behavior by asking yourself these questions like, how did I act last time? How could I have performed better, or could I have performed differently, right? Is there any behavioral pattern that I have when this situation occur? Or why did I fail to recognize a fixed mindset at this moment? Usually, when I have some self-observation lessons, my recorded lessons from when I teach, I usually have my previous notes of the previous recorded lesson and my notes that I have now. And all the time, I just look for the fixed pattern that I have. After that, I devise a plan or devise a strategy how I could get rid of the behavioral pattern that I usually have. Maybe this is good, so it remains still. But if it's something that hinders my progress or my not success but efficiency, so I get rid of it. After that, I ask myself, what can I do better, or what could I have done better? Yeah, and devise a strategy or plan to make the working process more high, right, more high quality, or how to improve it. After that, I usually, not after that, but moreover, I have one more trick and secret of how to reflect on the occasions or events that don't depend on my that don't depend on me, on kind of something that is connected with me. For example, some appointments, some delays of planes or trains, or some problems due at the institutions, governmental institutions, or whatever. Yeah, something that doesn't depend on me. But when it happens, I usually ask myself, what did I learn from these bad situations or problematic situations? How did it improve me, and what did it teach me? These are most three important questions that I usually ask myself after some problems. Maybe there was a delay of the plane, or maybe there was I don't know, calling off the some event or whatever. Kind of very bad situations, not pleasant one. And I usually ask three questions. What did it teach me? What did I learn from it? And what was the outcome of this situation, right? So this is my key to percepting or perceiving different bad stuff. Okay, and by asking these questions on a regular basis and being flexible to learn from others, you can identify your fixed mindset trigger points and develop new strategies to adopt a growth mindset. Remember, all human beings are unique. What works for one may not work for others. Without being consistent and flexible in your own approach, you cannot develop a growth mindset. Right. So this is what I wanted to tell you. Can you please type in the chat box the tips or the pieces of advice that were the most useful for you during this webinar, from today's webinar? Can you please type in the chat box what pieces of advice or tips were the most useful from this webinar? So, any interesting ideas that you got from this webinar? Nope. So the best advice for me is never giving up, right? Failure is a great experience, right? Don't give up even something goes wrong. Good. It's a good one, right? What else? Never giving up. There wasn't like giving up itself. It's something like you failure is a part of the process. Yeah, so if you fail, it doesn't mean that you have to give up, right? It's something that it's a great experience to help you to understand, yeah, what you can change or what you can transform in your mindset. Okay, thanks a lot for today. Have a nice weekend and see you next Friday.